right, welcome back to Flow with Solaris. I'm your host, Melanie Fisher, and today I have a guest who really caught my attention. This is Cailin McBee, and she's the founder of Balance Massage and Wellness Center in Connecticut, where she's created not just a wellness practice, but a whole community co-working space, which I absolutely love. I've always loved being part of co-working spaces. So it's where independent practitioners can come together and serve their clients under one roof. So, Cailin, welcome to the show. And tell me
Yeah.
what inspired you to create Balance Massage and Wellness Center and what makes it different than a traditional spa or a traditional massage practice.
Sure. So, my origin story is that I'm a massage therapist, and so that's how kind of the sprout of Balance Massage and Wellness Center began. And when I was starting to see clients, I was realizing that they oftentimes were coming to me for a specific reason. So whether it was pain reduction or high stress levels, and the previous practitioners that they may have sought out before had kind of fallen into one of two directions, either a very clinical side or a very spa-like side. So on the clinical side, it was often very stark white walls, perhaps not a great, we'll call it bedside manner, but they may have been really effective with their modalities or techniques. So they may have seen them for that reason. From the spa perspective, people are expecting a serene environment with a beautiful decor, and that is really helpful for keeping our stress levels low. But there aren't a lot of locations where we are that kind of marry those two opportunities. So we have massage therapists who are very technical in their abilities, but our space is very calm and serene. And so it helps them to not, our clients, it helps our clients not only to physically feel their best, but also do a little bit of that nervous system reset and just take it down a notch, drop those cortisol levels, help to feel their best so that they're getting good sleep. All of these things we know are cumulative. And so for us, when we created this space, we wanted to, again, sort of marry those two options with the technical side of the clinical modality, but the relaxation side of sort of the day spa, if you will.
Mm, I love that because we need that. And
Yeah.
now the co-working piece, that's what's so interesting to me. So you've essentially created a home for independent wellness businesses. So how did that idea come about? And what has it meant for the practitioners who rent the space from you?
So when I had just started my practice, I was very new in the industry. And the first office space that I rented actually had two treatment rooms. And so I saw clients in one room. And very frankly, I needed a way to help offset my rent before my books were busy. And I thought, okay, I know a lot of people. I did a lot of networking. I was involved with chambers of commerce, with other holistic healer organizations. And I realized that there was sort of a need for practitioners to be in a space, but perhaps they weren't able to financially afford a much larger scale physical location. And so what I did was with that second treatment room, I started offering it on a part-time basis to different local practitioners. So we had set the business model up that, at the time I was seeing my clients in one room, and then different practitioners were using that other second treatment room. So it might have been that they saw their clients every Tuesday, and every Tuesday they would have access to the room and be able to expand their client base there. And then very shortly after that, I realized that that was a niche that that wasn't filled in this area. And so as we kind of outgrew that area, my book had gotten so busy that I hired staff. So now I have a team of my massage therapists and estheticians who work for me. They're my staff, and we are housed in the same location, but in this new location, we have expanded to offer a much wider variety of different modalities through these, we call them resident practitioners. So they run their own books of business, they have their own clients. It's strictly a rental space, but I rent to them as little as a half a day per week. And so it enables someone who is either very new in their practice or perhaps works for someone else as an employee, but they maybe have their own individual clients that they want to see. It allows them a space to do that. And so for the practitioners, the feedback that I have received is, and I know it sounds a little crazy to say this because we're with people all day long, as hands-on practitioners, we're with our clients. That's who we're with. But it can be a little lonely if you don't have other people as a part of your practice. And so the feedback that I've gotten from our resident practitioners is that creating this sense of community, that in our break room we leave nice little notes to each other, or after the holidays when we didn't want any more Christmas cookies at home, we brought them into the office to share with people, or so it has just really created a sense of camaraderie. It's allowed us to be able to offer additional services that Balance Massage doesn't offer. So, for example, we have a nutritionist that rents space from us. And so, if in conversations with our clients, we realize that they may need some nutritional support, we already have a direct referral that they can immediately go to, and it's all under the same roof. And so, it feels really joyful to me that we all come from this place of abundance, and really just having the top priority is helping our clients be the best that they can be.
Oh, I love that. And being a human is kind of complex, and our bodies have a lot of complex needs, and then that will change over time. So how cool is it that they can go into one space, maybe get a massage and feel balanced from that? But yeah, I love that. The nutrition piece or
Yeah,
even the
they can do life
spiritual
coaching.
piece.
They
Yeah.
we have yoga classes, we have wellness seminars, and we even have other massage therapists who perhaps practice modalities that we don't. And
Mm.
so if we know that a modality would best serve our clients that we don't offer, we're very happy to refer to other people in the same space. And one of the things that I really very heavily kind of interview before people are a part of our resident practitioner family is that they really need to have an abundance mindset, and knowing that there are enough clients for us all. The right people will find us, we will find the right people. And that's the opposite of the scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
Someone might say, yeah, but your team offers facials. Why would you bring another esthetician into the space? Well, maybe that skincare specialist uses a product line that we don't, or maybe they have a particular modality that we don't offer. And we're always happy to refer for whatever the best in the interest of the client.
Yeah, I love that. It's like we can't all be put in these specific boxes anyway. Yeah, if you're an esthetician, you're also a complex human being with a variety of gifts. And
Yep.
I love that you get that. So from a business perspective, how do you decide which services or modalities to add as your practice grows? You've sort of answered that, but do you have a specific a system for that?
Yeah, there's a lot of thought between finding what our next offering is, and what we really do first is listen. We listen to our clients, we hear them during their sessions, and see if there are modalities that we don't offer or technology that we don't offer, and see what our next steps are. So we really start with listening in the treatment room, making sure that we are providing the best service to our clients. And then we sort of ask ourselves, is there something that we already do that might be able to help them? And if there's not, what could that next step be? So then we look at, so for example, if you're looking at something like a wellness technology, something like a biomat or a red light therapy, we look at the efficacy first
Yeah.
and make sure that it's something that actually works. I mean, these wellness gurus in air quotes, if they tell you to pull on your left earlobe and tap your nose at the same time to relieve your ankle pain, we sort of have an idea that that might not be accurate. But we know, for example, for these technologies, the biomat and the red light therapy, they're both FDA approved devices. So we know that there is evidence-based research that goes behind all of that technology, and it enables us to make sure that we're providing an effective treatment or an effective modality for our clients before we start adding things on.
Mm.
And then we sort of also look at other aspects too. So is it something that I can train my staff on? Is the piece of equipment very expensive? Is it $100,000 piece of equipment? All of those things play into, from a business perspective, moving forward, or finding someone else in the community that we can refer to.
Yes. Oh, I love that. So you don't just let anything that's popular come into your space and
No, I feel like we have really worked very hard to create a reputable and reliable brand. And
yeah.
we don't think of oftentimes we don't think of humans as brands. We're in the human industry. We're healers, we're helpers. We help people feel their best. And if we were just flying off the cuff at every single thing that came down the pike, I think people would lose their confidence in us. And I think that that would not be the reputation that we want to uphold.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you offer massage and Reiki and holistic skincare together. So how do those services work together to support the whole person in the wellness? And it's not just symptom relief.
Yeah, so we really, again, we don't chase that symptom. So
Yeah.
if someone comes in with shoulder pain and they also happen to mention that perhaps they had a recent tragedy in their personal life. So
Mhm.
we know that the body will hold memories, it holds energy. And so certainly we will work on the physical aspect of that shoulder pain to reduce inflammation, to help with range of motion, to decrease pain. But then we really think about sort of peeling those next layers back. Is it something energetically that's stuck in the shoulder?
Mm.
Is it, if perhaps maybe a grandparent passed away and they were the ones that would always give you the pat on the back. And some of
Oh,
those things sound they can to some people sound a little woo woo, and that's okay. I sort of live halfway between woo woo and science. I love both aspects. But if there's a particular a memory or emotion that's connected, it can very often manifest itself in a physical result. And so we need to play a little bit of detective when we think about how to best serve our clients. Um, Oftentimes we try to combine modalities. So having someone who is experiencing physical discomfort. We also might combine a massage with one of our assisted stretching sessions, because if someone is constantly in this anterior or forward position, if we're helping them with better posture every day, if we're helping them to feel better on a day-to-day basis, then it's not going to manifest itself in things like pain or additional stress because of chronic pain. Things like our facials, the organic and natural products that are in our product line help people to look their best. But during the actual physical aspect of the facial, we are doing facial massage. So helping to release a locked jaw, or we're working on the lymphatic system, draining some of that lymph out of the face and neck, which can help with visually things like puffiness, but it can also help because our lymphatic system is tied to our immune system. And so if we are moving that lymph through the lymph nodes, it's getting filtered, and then people are again posturing themselves to be in the best way that they can feel.
wow. So I love that. You really help people to expand beyond, oh, I'm just going to get a massage. You're like, oh, what's the big picture here? And I don't think any of that's woo-woo at all. I think we're aligning with the truth here. And I think the rest of the collective is starting to connect with the fact that we do have these energy centers and they can be addressed and they are affecting our bodies. So I love that. This is the future. It's so exciting. I'd love to just like spend a day and go to your facility and like get the works done, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Um,
just hosted an event that the participants were able to um, kind of travel around in a round robin style setting, where they got a
oh,
mini
cool.
massage, they got a mini facial, they spent time on the biomat. We actually had a tarot card reader. We had some life coaching. They had some time for journaling and reflection, time in the zero gravity chair. So it was a great way for them to experience all of the modalities, a mini facial, all the things that we offer.
And just to be held, and especially, I mean, life is hard, but especially if you just went through something, like what a gift that would be to go through that and just like take care of yourself. I love it. Okay, last question. So what impact do you hope that balance has on your clients and the surrounding community? Like, what does success really look like for you?
So certainly we are 100% client based. And so it is really our goal to help people to look and feel their best in their bodies. And so, of course, through the modalities that we offer, pain reduction, stress reduction, instruction on posture, proper movement, sleep habits, all of those things. And then again, the resident practitioners are offering additional things, mental health support, nutrition, yoga. So we really look at, how we can be serving our clients. Um, we want them to shift from a we want them to shift from a reactive response to a proactive response. So getting themselves into a place where they incorporate some of these modalities on a regular basis and keep that as a part of their health and wellness plan. We go and get our teeth cleaned every, 6 months. We get our eyes checked. We go to the doctor to get our physicals because we want to get ahead of some of these things that are going on in our body. If something is going a little bit sideways, we want to catch it before it really falls off the cliff. So for our clients, we just are so focused on helping them to look and feel their best. From a community level, part of what we do is we go into organizations, corporations, municipalities, not for profits, and we offer on site wellness options. So things like chair massages, we do lunch and learns, we can have on site movement or yoga classes. So for us, it's a way to be able to educate the community and share that there are options besides just popping a pill. There's ways that you can move your body to help you feel better. There's ways that nutrition can support. There's ways for mindfulness, meditation, all of these things. And so we love doing that. And then really for our resident practitioners, the impact that we hope is that it enables them to help more people heal. And so, we can really help to support and heal the world one person at a time. But the resident practitioners need the physical space to be able to do that. And it brings us such joy to be able to provide that for them. And then it causes the ripple effect of, when the practitioners have a safe space, a sense of community, a beautiful location, that then they can treat their clients and then their clients feel better. And so it really just creates this amazing this amazing ripple, and it's just such an honor to be a part of that.
Yes. Yeah, let's just all make wellness part of our life. That way we don't have to go
Yes.
there when we're in pain. We are just
Yes.
embodying health in our lifestyle.
Enjoy. Yes.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Yes.
So we weren't meant to suffer. So there is help
No.
available, and there's all kinds of help. And it sounds like you're really creating a system for that. That's just beautiful. So thank you so much, Cailin. I really love this conversation. Hear what you've built at Balance is a living example of what happens when a practitioner leads with community instead of just business. And I think that's actually pretty rare. So, and very beautiful. So thank you everyone for watching. If you're in Connecticut or you know someone who is, go check out Balance Massage and Wellness Center at balancemassagect.com. That's right.
That's
Right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Cailin, I'll be sending you the link once it's live so you can share it with your community. So thank you so much for being here. And to everyone watching, if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe and share it with a wellness practitioner in your life who needs to hear this as well. So thank you so much, Cailin.
Thank you so much for having me.